not sleeping on the street. I'm a capable human being.
Making conscious next steps.
I'm a conscious human being.
Seeing growth really
Like,
happen.
we some hip hop niggas. Like, we don't need to vocalize it to make shit like that's what I can
I promise y'all,
12-hour day
my
type
stomach broke.
Listeners, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. You're now listening to the Flyer Pop Podcast. I got some beautiful guests with me today. I got
Petals drop, time passes by. They crinkle up, no longer beautiful by definition. It's over, it's time to move on. You've forgotten what we built in silence. There's something so deep in this silence. When it comes from you, when I don't hear from you, it's really driving me crazy. I'm losing my mind in this deep silence. I'm really hoping you'll reach out, break this deep silence. I'm drowning in this deep silence with you, with you. I stay up late thinking, oh.
peace and love to the population. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Flyer Pop Podcast. I am your favorite host, Remy Supreme, and I got my wonderful co-host with me in the building today, my guy Windbreaker Moses.
Windbreaker Moses, man. Best thing since sliced bread. Glad to be here.
And we got a super talented artist with us today. Somebody that's been on the up and up for like the past year or so. I've been seeing her name everywhere, and it's someone I definitely had to make it a must to get on the show just because of how much of a buzz she's been growing. We've got Ashley Morgan in the building.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How are you
Blessed to
doing?
be here. Not bad. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here, man. Like I said, you've been doing a lot since, I don't know, was it last summer when everything started?
Yeah, I started working on music, working on my own about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then like last year, I kind of was doing it in silence, like not really posting even that I was in the studio making music at all.
Yeah, just perfecting the craft.
Yeah, just really taking my time to meet people and like, I just kind of wanted to earn the respect of like the people I was working with first
Right.
before I even put it out there that I was working on anything. And then about a year ago, I kind of started like peeping things here and there for my video stuff. And ever since then, it's just been busy.
Yeah, it definitely seems like you've been making a lot of moves, man. I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. I
Thank you.
love what I'm seeing. You're hitting all of the different platforms, like, you know, YouTube videos, interviews, music as well, and like Instagram, social media presence. Like, you're really doing your thing. So
I think it all helps it come together, especially like there's different ways that people connect with artists. Some people connect more with visuals. Some people it's more the lyrics, the beats, the sound, or seeing them live or things like that. So that's why I try to like be really well-rounded with my content. So that way, no matter how the people want to connect with me, I give them that.
Got you. So is Ashley Morgan your actual birth name, or is that
Yeah, it's actually Morgan's my middle name.
Okay.
And it's funny because I actually was gonna have a different artist name.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask too.
Yeah, I had like
Oh, sorry,
a whole
you can put these
other.
headphones in too if you want.
I had a whole other artist name
Did he
actually
leave
kind of
those?
like picked up
Oh.
and like branded around, and then
What was that name?
Ayana.
Okay.
Because Ayana means like always blooming, kind of where that's why I made Stay Blooming, because I ditched Ayana, but I still wanted to like,
Hold on to that.
yeah, I wanted to have something.
Don't
to
forget where you came from.
Exactly, the roots of where it began. So that's
Yeah.
kind of why I made Stay Blooming. But yeah, so I was gonna actually go by the name Ayana because I kind of just wanted something to like hide behind, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got introduced to my G as Ashley Morgan. And he always used to tell people my name was Ashley Morgan, Ashley Morgan, Ashley Morgan. He even titled all my stuff Ashley Morgan. So it kind of like happened without me wanting it to begin with. But I ended up liking it towards the end. Like, I don't know, it kind of just ended up flowing. And then I decided to go by Ashley Morgan because that's what everyone knew me by.
What language is Ayana?
It's Native American, actually.
Oh, dope.
Yep.
Dope. That's super dope.
Special fact out there.
Yeah.
Well, are you from GR originally, or where are you from? Where are you born?
I'm
and
actually
raised?
from Muskegon.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I live in Grand Haven right now, but I'm from Muskegon area. I was doing music like in Grand Haven at Third Coast Recording Studio for a while. And then they're the ones that kind of told me about Mike G, and they're like, yeah, like you definitely have more sound that'd be out in Grand Rapids area, and that's kind of why I like put all my focus out here.
Yeah.
And not only that, when I started looking into stuff, my videographer knows AGO Music Group, and so he kind of showed me their stuff, and I really messed with what they were doing.
Shout out
I
to
liked
Denard.
yeah, for real. Shout out to Denard, shout out to AGO, all the homies. I kind of really just looked up to them and admired their vibe, admired what they were doing, and how they went about, how they presented their art. And so that's kind of why I focused all my energy out here. And now a lot of the people I admired are like close friends of mine I work with and I see on a weekly basis.
Got you. So did you just personally reach out to Mike G to link up, or how did you guys meet?
No, I had to be a little smooth with that because Mike doesn't really like to be in the studio.
Yeah.
He can be a little hard to get in the studio. Once you get him there, he's locked in.
Right.
It's just getting Mike G to the studio. It can be the difficult part. So I showed one of the homies from Grand Haven at the studio my music, and he's like, you're really, really good. Like, he's like, I think your sound would be better. Like, he's like, Mike G, I think would be someone that would have good connects for you. But the way he said it to me, I could tell he kind of said it in a way as if like, you'll never work with Mike. Like, he's really respected. Like, I could tell he doubted me.
Okay.
And that pissed me off.
Yeah.
So
Put a little fire in you.
oh, heck. Yeah, it was like, I looked at him like, I was like, all right, well, I'll get there. And so I knew Denard kind of knew people on Grand Rapids. So, like, he asked my friend Calvin if he knew anyone recording. He's like, yeah, there's Mike G, there's Brandon the 7th. And I was like, bet, both those people, like, I know and respect. So I knew someone else that also knew Mike G, so I kind of orchestrated it. So the phone calls came in the same day about my name being in his ear, about recording me. So then he's like, all right, like, I got 2 people calling me in the same day, like, on this. So then he ended up booking a session with me. And then I just kind of harassed him after that. Like, I got his number, and I was like, hey, can I come back next Thursday? And then it became a routine. And it was like every Thursday, 7 o'clock. Well, 7-ish. Gotcha. MGP time.
Yeah.
Really.
Real life vamp hour sometimes.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so we just got in a routine. It was like every Thursday we were in the studio working together. And then I kind of presented to him, like, really wanting to focus on the album. And we kind of just committed to the project doing it together, and then Denard would come through for the video work. So it was like and then Brandon would be there. So it was like all 4 of us were together like every Thursday working on that stuff, which was really cool.
How did you and Denard link up?
I actually met him on the set of a music video that I was doing the makeup for.
Okay.
Like 2.5 years ago. And me and him we just vibed, and then I was like kind of low key, like we were talking and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I kind of do music here and there. I'm not really like pushing it or nothing. And he's honestly one of the first people that actually made me feel confident about what I was doing. Like, I could actually go someplace with it. Yeah. And then when I started getting more serious about wanting to do stuff, and I was moving more into the Grand Rapids scene, I was like, I want to get some visuals done. Like, let's work together. And me and him just started working together. And now we've been doing everything. We actually have a documentary, a little documentary film coming out here in the next like month or 2 that we've been working on since 2017. So we filmed that for over 2 years, getting content put together. So
that's fire.
He's been through, like, he's been at all of those big moments for me to film it. And like, he's also been like my emotional support there too. Cause like, you be nervous and you're like, so it's cool that like there's been that friendship there that kind of moved into a work relationship. And then now to see like the production going from so small to how big we do it now, it's cool to see the growth.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's such a short amount of time. Probably doesn't feel short, but it seems like, you know, within those 2 years you've done it
seems so short. Then we look back at it, it's like, man, we've done so much work now together. And now it's like he used to come through with like, you know, not as much equipment, and now we come to music video sets and he's got a car full of equipment. So it's cool on my end too. Like, that's my homeboy. Like, I'm so happy to see the work he's done and how much he's grown. And just also that helps me out as well, because we're getting even more fire content.
right.
Increasing the art.
Yeah, like our last music video we shot, I ended up getting a choreographer involved and dancers, and we had a rain machine made. And so we really went like full out production, like planning everything. Wanted to really step it up a notch.
That's dope. That's kind of something the 7th actually mentioned in his interview too. It's just how he met you in the studio at Mike G studio. He just saw your hustle and your work ethic and stuff, and that's kind of what pushed him to collabing with you, because I think he even had some people in his ear about saying your name. And
yeah, I kind of had some little sprinkle over there too.
So that's kind of cool. Can you talk about your guys' relationship a little bit and like with the music and collaborations you guys done so far?
Yeah, so Mike made that introduction at the studio, and because Mike said something to me like, hey, yeah, Brandon the Seventh might come through, and I was like, yeah, you should definitely have Brandon the Seventh come through. Like, I would really like to meet him. And honestly, my relationship with Brandon kind of just like came about really naturally. Like, he kind of just like ended up being in the studio a lot of the times I was there.
Yeah.
And then it was like, yeah, we should do some work together. We should do some work together. So then I started going to his studio as well. And I just appreciate him a lot because he, like, I did my first performance with him. He's helped me get out of my other shows, but also he's always pushed me to be me. Like, I'll come to him with questions or like, hey, how do I do this or how do I work with this? And he always just pushes me to be me and not be influenced by, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Who you like. And
Exactly.
Who you like and stuff,
Yup.
like, keeping it original.
Exactly. Not even making it like, don't do what's going to pop. Do what you want to do for you. Or like, or he'll be like, this is technically how something would be done. Or like, you can go about it this way or this way. But, you're the artist, so you do what you want. So I think that's the nice thing too, just having someone that you can run your ideas by and you're always going to be an honest opinion, but they're always going to push you to do what you got to do too.
Right. That's a good thing to have, especially when you're developing yourself and everything too.
Heck yeah. Between him and Mike and Denard, it's like that little family that you got together. That's got to be your support system.
Got you. So you were like a makeup artist before you started making music?
I actually cut hair. That's like what I do for money and stuff. And I kind of do makeup here and there. It was like my friend's music video and she like wanted it kind of low budget. So I was like, girl, I'll do your hair and makeup for you for free. I got you.
Nice.
Like, and for me, wanting to be in the music scene, I'm like, this is perfect opportunity for me to be on a music video set and meet people, get some connections, which worked out. So, free work, but ended up like leading into that connection later on. So I kind of was using makeup and hair as a way for me to get around the artist and the sets of those things just to meet people. So
that's dope. How long have you known that you wanted to get into artistry in general, making music?
Since I was a kid. I remember like being young and my parents probably hated me for this, but like I would like bring my boombox downstairs and like make them sit down and I'd put my stuffed animals in front of it too and I'd hold concerts for my stuffed animals.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I was
crazy.
Seriously, I should have sold some tickets or something. But so I remember like putting like CDs out and like looking at all the art and looking at the CD and really listening to it. Like I was just super into music.
Or some people you were listening to growing up.
Alicia Keys.
Ooh.
Alicia Keys for sure. My music, and then like I don't know, like my brother influenced my music stuff a lot too. So I listened to like Death Cab for Cutie, Vampire Weekend, but then it slowly kind of moved more into rap as I got older. J. Cole is like one of my biggest inspirations. I love J. Cole.
Yeah.
I've been listening to him forever too. But since I was a kid, I think I've always known I wanted to do that. But I also remember like my parents being very practical. So it was very much like, it was never like push. I wouldn't say they didn't support me, but I just never thought I could do that.
Right.
Or like even be in a recording studio or have my own music video one day. And then I think like once I actually started doing stuff and it started popping and people were like, oh no, it's good. I'm like, wait, it's good? Okay, no, I can do this. Like I got this. That was enough of the fire. Then like I kind of had to just believe in myself too.
Got you. Was recording with Mike G your first time ever recording, or did you record before that?
Nope, I recorded like a couple times at some like home studios in Muskegon first, and then I recorded for like probably like 4 or 5 months at Third Coast, really steady, like once a week. Okay. And then I liked recording there, but it just like I wasn't getting the creativity sound, or like it's a pretty big studio as well, so it was really expensive there as well. And I was such a new artist, I just like it wasn't where I needed to be at, and that's why I moved with Mike. And that's why I enjoyed working with Mike too, because it was one of those things where I could record and focus. But then if I needed some time just to be in my notebook and like regroup, rethink, Mike would be like, all right, bet, let me know when you're ready. Like, we're cool. Like, it was just really laid back and shit. Like, I could literally just lay on the couch, just put my hoodie up and put my headphones in and just like write and zone out. And then, all right, Mike, hit record. I'm ready. Like, go back in the booth. So it gave me that time to grow.
Got you.
How would you describe the writing process? Like,
Constant. I try to write every day because I feel like it helps me like just really open up to new ways of writing too. But for me, it always starts with like the beat. The beat will tell me what the song's gonna be about and the vibe of it. And a lot of times I'll like play the beat and right off rip, I'll just like video record myself and just kind of freestyle some different things to it. And then from there, I'll kind of pull different sounds and then really break the song down and start writing. But then sometimes it is too just like me journaling, or I write poems as well. So sometimes the poems will kind of just like I'll get like 1 or 2 lines and I'll turn that into a song from there.
That's dope.
Okay.
When did you start writing poetry?
Probably when I was like in middle school. Yeah, I went through like a sad girl phase in middle school and started writing poetry, wearing a lot of black and stuff.
Invisible tears, black eyes.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So definitely, I think it was like in middle school, and then like as I've gotten older, it's just something I've always kind of just really enjoyed, and then that kind of eventually developed into songwriting as I was like meeting more producers and stuff.
So as a singer, are you like really big on being your own writer, or are you open to having other people help with writing?
I'm definitely open to having other people help with the writing. I love collaborating with people and especially just getting new energy, new vibes. I'm definitely open to working with other people. The writing process is so personal to me though too. Like I really put so much of myself into my songs and stories in my life. Like I could literally take songs and tell you what that was about and what like life experience it came from, what it was inspired from. Mm-hmm. So I think for me it's just like working with someone that I can actually get to know too and like be really personal with.
Got you.
Do you have like a personal favorite song?
Ooh.
Of her own or just in general?
Oh, of her own.
Okay.
Ooh. That's hard. I like them all for different reasons. I would say probably, though, No Tears, because I wrote that song in 15 minutes. And, like, that song just came really naturally. And I actually wrote it, like, the song is about going out and having a good time and forgetting about your problems. And I actually wrote that at the intersection in the bathroom.
Damn.
Like, in a concert, like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, that song really came about, like, in the
Just
moment
boom.
as I was feeling it and as I was creating that vibe. It was, like, I literally kept going back to the bathroom. My friend looked at me like, bro, you got a peeing problem? Like, I'm in the bathroom all the time. Like, dude, I'm working on this song right now. Like, and I ended up, like, going to my car for a while, too, and working on it that night. So that was probably my favorite song just because of how it came about.
Was it not a good show?
It actually was a great show. It
So
was a
maybe
really
inspired
good
you
show.
then.
It was, yeah, it kind of inspired the vibe to it, and I was dancing a lot too, and I love to dance. That's like my favorite way to like de-stress. I love to dance. So I don't know, it just kind of, I was like in the writing mood, and I was at this show, and the vibes were right, and then I had heard this beat earlier in the day. I kept going back to it and thinking of it, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted the chorus to be. I knew it needed to be something that was catchy, and then it kind of just like all came to me at once, and then yeah, I was in focus mode. So yeah, I wrote that at the intersection bathroom.
That's crazy, like little intermissions. Like.
Yup. Let me just quick get this song done a minute.
So you kind of mentioned your brother putting you on with some music back in the day. Was anyone else in your family like heavily involved in music or may have inspired you to get started?
No, my parents had bad music taste, I'm gonna be honest.
Like what were they playing when as a kid?
Like a lot of like Christian gospel music and then a lot of like country.
Oh man.
And,
Hey, country fire.
I was with you on the Christian gospel. I don't know about the country.
yeah, the country just. But the problem with them is like mad love to mom and dad. Sorry if y'all hear this, but they play the same 5 songs or the same album like all the time. Like my dad still has CD cases,
Yeah.
and he'll bring like the same songs out, and it's like, bro, you know, there's no music
That's
out
crazy.
there. Like,
Yeah, there's so much new stuff.
yeah. So, but they're not super into like music or even they're older too. Like my dad's 60, my mom's 59. So like they're not really into the internet like the way
Yeah.
I am. Like
Right.
music is just so out there for us.
Right.
They don't really understand that so much. Like it's just so funny. My mom was always like, "Where can I find your stuff at? Like I need you to send me the links." Like,
yeah. That's funny.
Have your parents heard your music?
yeah, yup. They've heard a lot of my stuff.
What do they think of it?
Like I said, they're older, so they're like, who can all see this? Like, you know what I mean? They just don't understand, I guess, how it works, but they think it's really, really cool. And they're like they're really my biggest supporters. They're always there for me and encouraging me.
Have they came to a show yet?
No, it's too late for them.
Yeah.
They're in bed by that time.
Oh, got you. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I always have someone like videotape it. I always am like, hey, bro, I need you to get this video for my mom. Like, because they'll definitely text me. They'll always text me like the night of my performance and stuff. But yeah, normally I'm like, yeah, it's in Grand Rapids. Like probably not till 10:30. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, we'll be in bed.
Did they ever feel like any type of way of you choosing, singing as a career versus like going to be a doctor or something like that?
No, they're just like, they want me to be happy. And I think for them, I was pretty shy as a kid, like really quiet and shy and like in a shell. And I did not have much confidence. Like I used to play piano. I've been playing piano since I was a kid as well. And like, didn't even ever want to play in front of people. Ever. Like if people were there, like, nope, not sitting down and play for anyone.
Too?
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Yeah.
I played for like about like 9 years pretty consistently.
yeah.
I still play, but I don't. I have a baby grand at my parents' house.
Okay.
I have just like a half broken keyboard at my place, so you can't play Beethoven on a half broken keyboard. It just doesn't flow like that at all. So I just don't practice as much as I used to. I really wish I would be more consistent on it. But for them, I think they're just happy that I've gotten more confidence, and like I really am now at a place where I'm proud of my art, and I'm not like singing and doing shows is something I never thought I'd be confident enough to do, and now I'm like, at my last performance I had last week, I feel like I was getting way more comfortable, and that's just like you see the growth, you see the motivation and where it brought me to, so they're proud.
You talking about the one at Rockies?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was nice, man. Like I was in the last interview, I was like, man, it was so fucking hot in there, and I was just like so high and so drunk, but it was really good vibes.
The
in there.
vibes
like,
in there are always a
did
good
their
time.
thing. Everybody
It's such
did
a
their
good time
thing.
there. I like it because it's just like, it's super casual. It's like, hey, you want to come up next and perform? Cool. Yep, you're on. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's really, I feel like just like a whole bunch of friends getting together and just doing their art, doing their thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what the guys were kind of saying. It was like, was that your first time performing at Rockies, or have you performed there
I
before?
performed there one other time,
Okay.
and then Brandon has had me on with him to perform Slow Down twice before. So that was my 4th time performing.
Oh,
and then I'll be there again July 20th performing again. So
Dope.
yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Yep. So pop out, show some love.
So you mentioned Alicia Keys being one of your favorite artists as a kid. Who was someone else that you were really in love with? Even outside of
Janae
R&B.
Aiko.
Oh,
is,
man.
Janae Aiko is actually like one of my biggest inspirations, not only in music, but just as a person. I've just very much connected with her. And whenever she releases music, like Homegirl and I are going through the same things at the same times. It's actually like I'll be going through something, and then I'll like look up her name, and I'm like, oh, Homegirl released a single. Perfect. Let's see what we're going through. Like,
It's like that one meme, like shit fire.
yes, like, and I've seen her like 5 times now live. Anytime she's in Chicago or closer to Detroit area.
That's dope.
You have a personal song or like album that you love of hers? Like where you're just like, ooh, this is the one. Like, this
Probably
is my
Sail
shit.
Out as the whole project. That whole project to me, like, really,
That was a good album.
at that time in my life, like, it was such a vibe. But then right now, like, a song that's really stuck to my mind, her Triggered freestyle she just released has been on repeat, like, every day.
Yeah, girls have been going crazy.
I've
with
actually
that
been thinking
Yeah.
about doing a cover of that song, low key.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been really contemplating that idea because I really like that song. It's super good.
Do it for the culture.
Yep. Well, and she's got a whole new project coming out, I guess. That's like all freestyles. And Janae's freestyles are my favorite. Her Comfort In ending song.
Yeah.
Man.
Anytime she performs that live, I always
That's a deep
scream
song, too.
every word. It's so deep, and
Yeah.
it just flows. Like, whenever she performs that song live, every girl in the crowd is going crazy. Like, the girls at Janae Aiko concerts hold Janae down. Like, it's my favorite. Like, we all are there screaming every word.
Were you feeling like the collaboration album she was doing with Big Sean? I think it was like 88 something.
2088.
2088,
I
yeah.
loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
I thought it was pretty cool too.
I really
Yeah.
hope they definitely still continue. I know they have another album, like, somewhat. I don't know if it's finished. I don't know where that's at, but I know they had another album in the works.
Yeah.
So I hope that continues to be released, because I don't think they're together right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard they broke up too.
Really?
I don't know.
Sad.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man,
didn't
Invisible
hear they broke
Tears.
up. I think that's what Triggered is about.
Yeah, like, yeah, that.
Big Sean is-
Mhm. So yeah, they're like not together anymore. I'm like really hoping we get that.
Didn't she
music,
tap my
but-
man's like face on her arm?
Yeah, she actually, she had Big Sean's on the back of her arm, but she has her whole back tattoo, but she had it all covered up. Like, every tattoo that she's had, she actually got covered up with this giant dragon. It's really
shit.
sick. It's really
so even
sick.
the Sean one's covered up now. Mm-hmm. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was why people were like speculating they weren't together, because like she went to a concert and it like the concerts before she's wearing long sleeves, and then
And it
when
was
she
just
didn't,
like, dun-dun-dun.
people were like, Big Sean's face is covered up. Even I was like, gas, Big Sean's face covered up. But I was mad because I've seen Janae 5 times, and the last time I saw her in Detroit, she finally brought out Big Sean. I've been so mad at her, low key.
Because you was dying to see that.
Yeah, there was like 3 other times I saw her, like, fingers crossed. Even on her trip tour, the opening night was in Detroit, and I was like, there had to be some kind of significance in that, because Big Sean's from Detroit. Like, maybe
Yeah.
she'll pop him out. Like, maybe he had an event there, and that's why she started it there. Nope. I know he was in the building too, because he posted on Instagram that he was in
Really?
Detroit.
He was
yeah,
actually there?
yeah. I saw on Instagram. So I'm in the line outside, like, yo, bro, Big Sean's about to pull up. Like, we're seeing Big Sean tonight. I walked out of there like, Janae, you did me dirty. Like, I know your homeboy's here, and you even bring him on stage.
That's so funny. I actually got a similar story, but it's with Kid Cudi and Kanye. We were going to a Kid Cudi show in Chicago, and one of my boys, Nunu, shout out to Nunu.
Was it at the Pitchfork Festival?
Nah, it was just a Cudi show. Like when he was on tour for Passion, Pain, and Demon Slayer.
Funny story, real quick. I was supposed to go to that, but I ate too many edibles and fell asleep.
Saturday.
I woke up the next day.
While we were there, like on the way to Chicago, my boy was like, "Yeah, Kanye's gonna show up. I just know he's gonna show up." And lo and behold, he actually did show up. They performed. I can't think of the name, but the big song that they got together, him and Cudi got together. They performed that shit too. It went crazy. That was pretty dope.
Man, I gotta see Cudi one day live. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd love to see Ye too. I got mad love for him.
Yeah. It was amazing. I was.
Didn't he perform at Van Andel?
Kanye came here, yeah.
If I could see Kanye perform My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I would. I think I could die the next day and I'd be fine. It would be straight. Like, all you'd have to tell people is, yo, bro, she saw Ye perform this album. Like, it's good. She was ready to go.
Is that a favorite Kanye album by you?
Yeah, for sure.
What does that album give you? Or, like, you know, like, what did you get from it?
So I did dancing when I was younger. And I had just gotten into, like, hip-hop classes in my dance studio. And I was struggling to, like, move my body a certain way, and that album for me, like, I don't know why, but like I did a lot of dancing to that album in the studio. And I don't know, I feel like just like as you kind of listen to that album, like just like the energy it brought me, like the different vibe, it always just each song hit perfectly when it needed to.
Do you think you're gonna incorporate dancing into your music now that you're building your career and you're gonna have videos and performances?
Yeah, actually, yup, I would really like to eventually. So I kind of have like these like flower pots made for my music video to put on like the front of my stage setup, and then I actually like have some kind of choreography put together for some background dancers in my performances as well.
Dope.
So once I get kind of a big enough stage setup and that kind of thing, I'm already got that kind of in place. And then doing the choreography in my music video, I spent a lot of time working with that choreographer, just like learning how to walk in heels well, like learning how to dance in heels, like different things I knew that I could use later on for sure. Gotcha. So definitely want to incorporate that in there.
What about the piano? Do you think you'll bring that back into your creative process at least?
I would really like to, for sure. I'm actually saving up some money right now to get a new keyboard put together at my house so I can start getting my life together on that. Because I told myself, like, in January, one of my New Year's resolutions was to either start taking piano lessons again or at least be more on my butt about going and playing piano, and that lasted for like 2 months, and then yeah, it's been meh.
I wish I could play, man. Piano is like one of my favorite instruments.
I'm slowly getting into it. It's fun.
It's amazing. Like when
really
I really
beautiful.
can get it. I miss playing my classical pieces. I loved playing classical pieces. So I got to get back to that and I need to sacrifice my nails too. That's another thing. Been a reason why I've been having a hard time going and playing on the baby grand, because I can't keep my nails long. So it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's a big choice.
I know. I gotta make a pro con list about that one sometimes and really weigh that one out.
I was like,
you could probably go
the big
shorter
day.
nails, right?
I can definitely go shorter, but it's like the shape of nails that I like to have too. Sacrifices, though. Sacrifices.
I feel that. Well, we got the big homie Seventh in the studio with us today too, man.
Howdy. Is my mic on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have no headphones, so like I'm out the party.
Sorry.
I just want to hear it real quick. Let me see. Hello. Oh, I sound good. Y'all professionals. They're professionals. Okay, you can have it back. I'm good. That's icy.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I've been chilling in the back, hearing y'all do y'all thing.
I know you talked a little bit on your episode with me that we just released last week, man. So if you haven't heard that, make sure you go listen to episode 31 with the homie Seventh.
Yes,
but
sir.
Talk a little bit about your relationship with Ashley and what you saw in her to inspire you to collaborate.
Like you said, we touched on this a little bit in the last interview, but I think it was cool that I met her in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Which was dope because Ashley tagged me and she tagged me like promoting the podcast, the joint that we did. But like the clip she put up was when I was talking about that, and I was like, "Damn, that's a good point." You know what I mean? And like things like that makes a lasting impression on me. You know what I mean?
For
like
sure.
I said, it's not like this was somebody DMing me or like somebody like trying to get my attention. I literally like. We met like in the studio while we was working.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Real organic.
And then on top of that, me hearing some of the stuff that she just shared with y'all, like even me hearing it now, like get me more excited and stuff, like for new music, you know, with her dancing. She done took like dance classes and stuff, like while she was recording some of the stuff, you know, playing the piano, you know, the whole nine. And she's like mad, like early in her career, you know what I mean? So like, you know how this Jeremy with AGO and stuff, we was young ass whippersnappers trying to make anything, you know what I'm saying? So when I see like certain people that got like certain pieces, you know what I mean, it's like, all right, you might be good, just tap in. And I'm at that point, I'm just there to like, you know, bounce energy and see what can happen. But yeah, Ashley's dope with that shit. Mad Drive. Got to get you dancing and playing the piano, man. You know what I'm saying? On the next tape, on the next one, on the next one.
I'm gonna level up here soon.
Do you guys have any other unreleased stuff together yet, or?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, actually, I did a record for her. It's something that like she has on ice. That's really cool. Like,
I'm really excited about that one. I'm kind of low key holding on to it because I'm like, we can get some good visuals. Like now, like I said, I'm thinking about the whole picture and how we're gonna present it and stuff. But really excited about that. Definitely a lot more new music to come between us together soon for sure.
Yeah, that song is super dope. I'm like, of course she's singing on it. I'm doing some vocals too, and rapping. So like, it's a nice. It's real nice. It turned out really sweet because even when she hit me to collab on it, I'm like, okay, what you want me to rap? What you want? She's like, well, you know, kind of like sing. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, oh, let's see, you know. But I've been doing a lot more like vocal work and stuff, and my songs, especially on the production tip, a lot like on the Cheese album too. Like a lot of people stopping me like, yo, I like the one song where you had the vocal, you should have turned that shit up. I'm like, really? Okay, huh? Don't gas me up. Don't gas me up. Don't gas me. But yeah, dog. Yeah, man, it's a lot of good music brewing around here in the city, man. For real, for real.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the homie Cheese. We definitely we sat down with him the other day and had a conversation with him. Yeah, it was a good episode. I'm pretty sure he shouted you guys out as well, man. Mm-hmm. Is there any other local artists that you're messing with in the area? I know you mentioned you liked AGO a lot in general.
Yeah, I like AGO a lot in general for sure. Definitely, I look up to them a lot and be watching what they're doing all the time. I would say Shabazz for sure.
Word.
Definitely, really, I respect his hustle a lot.
Yeah.
That man is wild.
Shabazz is
nice. He's my brother for life.
Motherfucking Cheeks too.
Yeah.
He's a character. I really enjoy what he does. He's always on it. He's always consistent with his content. His content's always fire.
Yeah, I gotta check his music out. I've been seeing. I know who he is.
He's got really cool a song called Soulmates with this chick named I apologize, girl, if I say your name wrong. Senua Collins or whatever. I don't know. She's really talented too. She's crazy talented as well.
Do you know Paris Collins?
No.
Remember her? Oh,
and then that chick that you did that full moon song with.
Ernestine.
Ernestine, yeah.
Yeah, she actually. I'm actually doing a show with her now in August, but. She hit me up in my Facebook Messenger. It's like, hey, girl, I checked your music out. I really like your stuff. And I had never heard of her before. And so I was like, you're an artist too.
I told her, I was like, yo, you should check her out.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Because me and her actually talk now. And I checked her stuff out too. So, yeah, we got mad. I've never actually physically met her yet. But kind of the same thing with you. Like, we're talking, you know, making sure we meet up and vibe out.
The internet putting people together.
It does do that. Oh, yeah. It does do that.
Time to be alive.
It's a nice thing about it.
What about mainstream? Who was some current artists that you're messing with? I know you mentioned Janae and
Janae Summer Walker is someone new.
She's really dope.
Yeah,
I saw her actually in Detroit open up for who did I see her? I can't even remember now.
That song Riot she has is so crazy.
Yes. Riot. And there's a song called Session 32 as well. It's super short, but yeah, you put that on and I'd be singing my heart out for sure. Kalani is another big inspiration for me.
Yeah, she's dope.
She had a new project come out not too long ago. What else have I been listening to? Honestly, I haven't been listening to a lot of music lately because I've been doing a lot of writing.
Yeah.
When I write, I try to not listen to too much music that has vocals. I try to listen just to more beats. So I haven't been listening to too much stuff lately. But I've also been listening to Brandon's new project he's got coming out called Sky Blue. Hey. That's been on repeat too.
Promo.
Thank
you. Low key shout out.
Yeah, make sure you guys go get that album. This will probably be out by the time that album drops. So yeah, make sure you get that Sky Blue project. It's super fire for sure. When did you kind of mentioned earlier about like your progression of shows, performances, and being comfortable. So talk about your first show and what that experience was like compared to how you're performing now.
So my first show was at Crescent Brewery. Brandon held an event there, and we had just done Slow Down together not too long before that. So he asked if I wanted to come out and do it. And in my head, I'm like, hell no. Because I'm like, I can't do that. But of course, I'm like, opportunities here. Like, I got to do this. I got to push myself outside of my comfort zone. So I'm like, yeah, I'm down. And then so I go out there by myself too. I didn't bring no one with me because I was like, I'm nervous. I'm just gonna hone in and just like stay focused.
That's so bold.
Yeah, I literally went out there. I had my backpack with my notebook on me because that's my comfort item.
It's like your blanket.
I was like, I got my notebook. I got my music. Like, I'm just gonna do this. I was so nervous. But I don't know. Like I said, Brandon's my homie. He always makes sure I'm comfortable. So he communicated like, "Hey, girl, you're up here next song. Like, you got this." And when I looked out in the crowd, it was mad love. It was everyone I had known from Grand Rapids, and
you gotta go for it. You know, it's like you just do.
Just do.
Everybody's first performance is gonna like fucking suck, dog. Sorry, new artists, all your first performances are gonna fucking suck, bro. and not to the public, just to you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because you got that nerves and you just know how you're feeling, even though people don't see it.
It's a lot of downplay on yourself afterwards. Like, people be like, "Oh, you killed this shit." Like, no, that shit was fucking trash.
Exactly. Because then like a year or two later, you'd be like, "I can't believe I was so fucking stiff on stage." You looking at your memories and shit, but like, I seen that mad times, dog. Like,
you remember your first performance?
Bro, hell yeah, bro. All
Where
that
was
shit,
it?
bro. Damn, bro. I think it was like probably some talent shows, some type shit.
Okay.
Because when I first started making beats with my homie Anthony, back in the days when I was the Sevens and shit, like, we had made beats and we was like, how we gonna get our name out here? Everybody's, doing music and whatever. So I was like, shit, you sing, I can rap. Let's just like make our own music and like promote our own sound and get out there like that. That's when I was going to GRCC, and we like just cut a couple records and shit and started meeting people like, hey, y'all got any original music? You want to do a show? Like, yeah. And then like, it just progressed from there or whatever.
So you guys put your own show together pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then I watched, I gave Waldo his first shows and shit. That nigga was stiff as hell. Mike G and Omega, they teased me a lot because, they older and shit. So they was like way more like, attent. And they was like, yeah, man, came a long way, dog. Like, everybody. Savon, watching him grow with the DJ sets, first shows to where it's at. You know what I mean? Like,
man, I know Savon since like 2003.
Yeah, bro. Shabazz, shit, we talked about him, watching him, like, from where he started to like
now he crowd
surfing.
Yeah. Oh no, he been on that shit. First performance.
I was dying the other night at Rocky's because like that was the last thing he did before he ended his set.
Did he crowd surf there too?
Yeah, he did. And I looked at my homie. I was like, "Yep, not a bad show." Till he crowd surfed.
Yeah.
I knew he had to get it in eventually.
Okay, so first show, like we just got out of school at GRCC, and then my boy Anthony Menta, who we both known. Like, we just all went to different middle schools. He's like, yo, you trying to perform? But they all did, like, rock and heavy metal. So we're, like, the only rappers and shit. And then they're like, oh, are you the rappers? We're like, yeah. And then we did, like, 2 solo songs that we, like, a song together. And then, like, he just, like, turned up and he just, like, looked at me like, I'm going to crowd surf. And I was like, fucking do it. And he just, like, jumped. And then, like, 7, 8 motherfuckers caught him and shit. And he was like, oh. And he, like, came back and shit. He looked at me. He said, you want to do it? I was like, I'm fucking good right now.
Oh, man.
I leave that all to him, man.
I'm scared, bro. I'm such a big dude. I saw a video of Khaled the other day jumping into a crowd.
No, he did not.
Yeah,
oh, Lord.
Yeah, shirt off and everything.
God was with him. God
Yeah.
was with him.
That's tough.
I would love to, but I don't think I'm gonna try it.
Bro, his son has I can't remember what kind of credits he has in his album, but he gave like his son like credits on his album.
Executive producing.
Yeah,
credits
like
and
something
shit.
like not kidding you. Like
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be on that with my daughter.
yeah, I thought I was just gonna say I was like, we got to be brand over here.
Get her own little publishing company, get it popping. She gonna
Like,
bro.
oh, hey, now you
It's
know
the
how to
thing.
walk.
It's a thing.
Walk to the bag. Security.
Like, you bought your little Jeep toy with your money, Ruby. Like, this is all you. Like,
That's actually
whip
really-
it around the corner. Like,
That's actually a really popular thing. I think Ty Dolla $ign actually did the same thing with his brothers and sisters. He starts giving them like royalty credits, so they always get money.
you should
no
get
matter
on the
what.
back end at the least. I mean,
that's beautiful,
no
though.
slow-mo better than none. Like, why not?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
man. I'll take those checks.
Yeah,
Man,
sure.
Slow grind better than no grind.
So Ashley, are there any like genres or sounds that you listen to or like you really obsessed with that people would be surprised by? Like I was speaking with Cheese Weeze the other day, and he mentioned Florence and the Machine being somebody he listened to. My mind was
That's
blown.
crazy.
No.
You should have asked this nigga, what is this? What's the
That's
favorite
what I
song?
said. But crazy because I love Florence and the Machine too. Like
You know, I
Sango
can see
actually
that,
put me
yeah.
on with them. But yeah, from Cheese Weeze though, like what?
I couldn't. I only know him from like his music. I met him a couple times, so I'm kind of like, what? Like,
I can see that.
that's
Is there,
dope.
is there
I can see
anything
that.
for you?
I like reggae music a
Nice,
lot.
nice.
Yup. I actually have gotten more into EDM music this year
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yup, which has been interesting.
Yeah.
I've definitely had to find my sound with it. The first couple, because I just started randomly going to EDM shows at the intersection, just
Got you.
like popping in there whenever they had one, just checking it out. And sometimes I'd be like, I'm about to have a seizure. I can't do this no more. All these lights, like I am not ready for this. But reggae music for sure, EDM. Just random bands too. Like my brother, he's kind of like I said, my brother's into like way different kind of music than I am. But he always be putting stuff in my ear he knows I like. So there's like a band called Rainbow Kitten Surprise,
That's a crazy ass
Vampire
name.
Weekend, Death Cab for Cutie.
I think I've heard of Vampire
I fucks with Vampire
Real
Weekend.
Estate is really good. I don't know, just random music. There's an artist in like Beirut or something like that. He's got a really chill vibe. I actually collect vinyl, so a lot of times like that's kind of how I be finding albums too, is just by collecting vinyl.
Oh, checking out new stuff randomly.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I like EDM. I think I moved towards like more so house sound or whatever, rather than like straight electronic.
I've definitely found my where I like my EDM music at. More like the flowy melodic stuff. Like I saw Jai Wolf at the intersection I think like a month or two ago, and that was probably like the best EDM show I've ever been into. And he's got like that, like he'll kind of go heavier with the bass and stuff, but then he'll get more into the flow. He'll have some vocals come in for a minute, and then he'll go back. Definitely like that vibe.
Like transition in and out and stuff.
Yup, yeah.
That's
Instead of
good.
like over and over. After like 20 minutes, like nope, I'm done. But I think for me, just trying to go into different shows and try different kind of music scenes out. I just like the different energy.
Right.
Well, speaking of EDM though, I saw that she went to Electric Forest like recently.
Yep.
Talk about that experience, because I know it's something like life changing.
It was interesting. It was wild. Actually, it was way better than I thought it was ever going to be. Like, I went into it, like, nervous about the crowds, nervous about, like, all the people and stuff. But it was a really cool experience. I think for me, like, I grew up in Muskegon, so Rathbury is not that far.
Okay.
So just, like, seeing it, like, I went up to Double J Ranch lot with my church group and stuff when I was growing up. So I, like, just seeing it kind of transform was pretty cool. It's definitely, it's huge up there.
Did
How
you
many
actually
people
stay
come through there.
overnight and everything too, or?
No, I drove home. I just went for the shows, really. I just, like, basically went in the evening. I checked it out and checked out some shows, and then, bro, people be going all night long. I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I can't be out there doing all that. No,
Yeah.
I gotta go home and get some stuff done the next day and live my life.
I feel like that's the main reason why I haven't actually gone out there, just because I'm not an outside person or a nature guy.
For the
by
one
any
time
means.
you should. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I would
I'm
say,
not gonna
like-
get into it, but
Yeah, like you definitely get dirty and dusty, and it's pretty crazy. But yeah, no, I really just like popped out there, went to some shows. My friend I had went out there with, she's been like every year, so she knows like where everything's at and stuff like that. So she kind of gave me like the whole tour of the forest and kind of showed me the layout of how it works and stuff like that. But like I said, like I kind of grew up in that area, so a lot of people I know go to it. It was one of those things where it's like I just got to experience it at least once, got to see it
for yourself.
Yup. But I'm actually going to Mopop Festival too in Detroit this year for the first time, and that's like probably I'm gonna see Tame Impala out there, and I'm
Oh, my
nice.
God.
I'm actually
Speaking of
supposed to go in
which,
August.
do you remember what I said?
yes,
Do it,
and I
please.
still want to do that cover.
For the community.
I actually have like a small list of cover songs I want to do, and that actually has a star next to it because that's like my first one I really want to bust out. I appreciate you sending me that. And you sent me another one the other day too that I'm really vibing
Oh, I
on.
was high as hell. Just like randomly started singing it, and I was just like, "Yo, I gotta send this to her." It was it's a Zayn Malik song called "I Don't Mind" or "I Won't Mind."
Yeah, no, I was really vibing to that.
Not to intervene, but like, I'm probably one of the biggest Tame Impala fans. Like,
Tame Impala
Bro.
is super fire.
you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Super fire.
Pounded on that. Oh, random ass fact. When Sango played Coachella, bro, like 2013, 14, whenever.
yeah.
He was on the same stage as Tame Impala.
No.
dog.
That's crazy.
Dude, and I told him at that time, I was still listening to him. I'm like, bro, you don't know what you're about to do. He's like, nah, bro. He's like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, bro, it's like Australia. It's psychedelic. Bro, open your mind, bro. Seriously, dog.
Vibe to it, man.
And it
You'll
was
get
just
it.
like an indie band, so to see them motherfuckers like grow so huge.
Yeah,
I'm
like
wow,
that growth was just ridiculous to see.
Yeah,
you guys think like Rihanna had a part in that since she did that song over? Because I know that's how I got introduced to them myself. But
Me,
facts. I can say like that cover like
for the masses, definitely.
transitioned
like for
it,
mainstream.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I know I got into him. I was like just riding around, like just like on my bike selling weed, and then like went to this one dude's house, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta check out Tame Impala." And he like downloaded it on my phone. I was just riding around all day selling weed and listening to him. I was like, "Yo, this nigga fire."
Bro, it's so fucking crazy. Like Kevin Parker is so good, dog. That's the lead dude. He like makes all the music himself and then teaches it to the band and shit. Like it's crazy. But we're talking about Ashley, not Kevin Parker. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Kevin Parker though.
do you see yourself like doing like EDM style music or like maybe even hitting the stages?
I could see myself doing like some vocals on some stuff. I don't think I'd ever like
Do a full song?
I don't think
just
I'd ever
yours?
release anything like
that style.
me doing EDM. I should say never. I shouldn't say never. Who knows? I could be out there like EDM out there heavy in the next couple years. Who knows?
Right.
But I don't.
I heard those checks are the biggest ones.
Sure,
Those
popping out
festivals,
there.
yeah.
It's a huge scene, especially over here in Michigan. Like people really pull out for the EDM scene, which is kind of why I just started going to shows because I was like, I got to see what y'all hyping about because I have a lot of friends from Muskegon who are like diehard like
EDM only.
Yeah, for real.
Is there a difference between EDM and what's that bass?
Like trapper, like I don't even know.
It was dubstep. What's the difference between dubstep and EDM? Is there a difference?
Dubstep, honestly, to me, just sounds like just robot say. It just sounds weird as fuck.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
They're probably
to be honest. I'm sure
dubstep
there
is probably considered EDM.
Because like I had one person when I was at Forest, like, because I was like trying. He's like, "What kind of EDM music you like?" And I was like trying to explain to him. He's like, "Do you like the trance, trap, dubstep?" Then I'm like, "What are these terms? Can I get flashcards?" Like, I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying too. I like house. I'll stick with that. That's probably
Yeah, I would really love to do some house stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that.
Denard's really into house music, and him and I have got to do something together for sure. But I don't know if I would do everything. Like, if I would release anything EDM, wouldn't say never, but I would definitely be super open to like having someone remix something I do or add some vocals on.
I'm probably like your take, like your version of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Does Denard ever DJ for you?
No, Denard has never DJ'd for me, but definitely something
Okay.
could be possible in the future.
Yeah, because I know he's pretty nasty on the boards too.
Yeah, he'd be cutting it up. He'd be cutting up. He's
He's
actually
dope.
got like a pop-up show, I think, tomorrow night out here at like I don't even know what the bar is called, but yeah, I'm like, I already saw that. I was like, all right, I know where I'm dancing tomorrow night. I'm excited.
So Stay Bloomin', was that your first video you ever shot?
Yes.
And that was with Denard too, right?
Yep, that was my first like official music video. I'd kind of shot like my album promo video before that, but that was like my first music video I put together.
Talk about that experience, what that was like, the ideas and the treatment.
So kind of like I said before, like Ayana, when I decided to ditch that name, I wanted to kind of find a way to like honor that and kind of bring that back to my roots. So I actually had like the idea for the visuals before I even had the song. Like I basically just created the song to kind of do the visuals and honor the name. Gotcha. So it all came from like inspiration from when I was younger. Like when I was younger, like I did ballet and stuff. So I was always wearing a lot of tutus and I was around flowers a lot. Like I loved flowers. My room had flowers on the walls and everything was flowers. So I kind of had that idea to kind of like, well, especially with Ayana always blooming too. So I was like, I want to bring like back like that kind of like that childhood feel, like with like the flowers and everything, but also present it in a way where like I've grown. I'm a woman now. So if you listen to the song, it kind of talks a lot about like learning from your past, but staying grounded like in your roots, but also like knowing you got to constantly evolve and constantly change, but remember where you were like grounded.
Stay blooming.
Yep. So it kind of went from the visuals and the name, and then I literally like spent probably like 6 months rewriting and writing the song, just trying to figure out how to make it all kind of work. But filming it was way more work than I anticipated. I filmed it all in my apartment, which was a great idea to begin with because I had to make all those flowers. Like if you look in the music video, all of those flowers I individually hand bought and then got the pots and put them all together. And then I took like clear nail polish and got the tips of everything. So like when the lights would hit it, it would look more natural and have a glow.
That sounds dope.
So I spent like almost like $1,000 on the flowers.
Yeah, I'd say real quick, you and Maggie are like y'all be going hard with y'all videos. Like when I pulled up to the full moon set, there was like a whole catering thing, like food, all that. She was like, all right, we're gonna do this with the dish. I was like, oh,
That's
okay.
how I be for real, yeah.
That's crazy. And how can you not respect? And how can you not respect that? You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I had probably like 10 people in my apartment at one point. I don't have that big of an apartment either. Just like we're all like crammed in there, but at the same time, like I built the set there because I had to do it in between my work schedule, my studio schedule. So a lot of times it'd be like work, come home, work on that for an hour, run to the studio, record, come home really late at night, eat some food, do more flowers. Like it took me like probably a good 3 months of pre-production, getting everything together before we started shooting. And then we actually shot like 3 months apart from each other too, for the 2 different scenes. We were supposed to do them more consecutively, but the timing just didn't work out that way.
Gotcha. So go make sure, if you haven't seen that video already, that is on your YouTube channel right now. It's called Stay Bloomin'. Ashley Morgan, the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys go peep that. But let's talk about the project too, the album, Not Love, right?
Yeah.
What was that about? How was that creative process like?
So when I started working on my album, this is like when I was first honestly started like songwriting. And at the time, like I was going through like a really crappy breakup, and not only that, but I was at a point in my life, like I had just moved out of my parents' house like a couple years earlier. Like I was really in this huge transition of like becoming more of a woman and more independent. And I was really struggling, I think, with just like my confidence and like not moving on from things in my past. And so it became a way for me to kind of like work through things. It was like a form of therapy and like working through things. And so Not Love kind of came about really naturally, because like I didn't really know I was putting together like a project like that. But then when I looked at the songs, they all like flowed and had like a common theme, and like I was able to kind of piece it together where it like told a story. And that's also why I really enjoyed being at Mike G's studio, because like I said, like he gave me that time and space to work on it at the pace I needed to be at when I wanted to work at. And moments actually got rewritten like 3 months before we released. Damn. Because I just felt like I had gotten so much better with my songwriting. I was just like, this song could be better. We need to like, even though like Mike was like, we're really about to redo. I'm like, yeah, like we got like, I'm like, we're redoing the beat, we're redoing everything, redo vocals, like. So it went from like 13 songs down to like the 7, and then rewrites. I put a lot of time into it. Yeah. A lot of time into it. And even when it was released, like I'm really proud of it. But I'm also like, the new content I've been working on with Brandon in the studio is for sure the best stuff I've had yet.
Oof, I'm excited to hear that for sure.
A question I did have here, I forgot to ask it. How would you describe your sound? Or like if you had to, you know, pick a word or like some type of way to describe it, what would you say?
That's my hardest question.
I say because Carlo just like just changed the game.
Autistic.
I had to look at everybody like, did he really just say that?
I laughed so hard. At first I was like, wait, is he actually autistic? I felt for a second.
That's what I get with Curly Tie. Like Carlo is he's Carlo.
He's a character for sure.
Yeah, but
I don't even know how I would describe my sound. I would definitely say like it's kind of based in like R&B-ish, some kind of poppy in there, some kind of, I don't even know really. I think each song kind of has its own vibe or its own like root, and then it goes from there.
Is there any artist you could compare your style to?
I don't even know, honestly.
It's just very unique to you, probably.
Yeah, I just feel like, well, for me, when it comes to my music, like I was saying like earlier, like I really do just kind of try to stay in my own lane a little bit, like not be influenced by what's popping or what I think people are gonna want. Like, I just do what feels right to me, and like I just try to stay in my own lane and just focus on my own art and do it. Like it's got to be a representation of me. If it's not, like it's just not the content I should be creating or releasing. I
feel that. I feel like if I was to have to explain your sound to someone else, I'd probably compare it to Banks. Are you familiar with who she is?
Mm-mm.
She's in London, like a UK,
I know Banks,
UK artist. Her sound is like R&B, a little bit of like electronic in it too, but it's dope.
I'm definitely gonna check her out.
Yeah, she's amazing. I saw her perform actually with The Weeknd. She opened up for The Weeknd in Chicago.
I love The Weeknd.
Yeah,
I love The Weeknd. He's one of my favorites.
And his sound is so super unique too. You couldn't even really be able to explain his sound to anyone else.
It's just him.
Like, yeah, I feel like when you say like The Weeknd, that's just his sound. Like you just already know off rip what it is.
Exactly. Well, we're getting kind of close to the hour mark here. I do want to get this one question in. Where would you like to see the Ashley brand expand into? Like in 5 to 10 years, where would you like to see the brand as a whole, Ashley Morgan?
I want to take it outside Michigan more. I would really, really like to travel I've not traveled very much at all. I've
Yeah.
really only been down to like Florida.
Have you been on a plane? Because this guy's never
I've been on a plane, yes.
You never been on a plane?
Look, man, when I was a young kid, I seen Final Destination.
Right.
Like, my mom was fucking with me. The plane blew up in the movie, and I was like,
Right.
oh, shit. And she was like, yeah, that shit actually happened. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. I found out later that it wasn't true, but like after that, I was kind of just like, I'm good on planes. I'm going to ride a plane this year, though. That's
No,
my birthday
that
present
shit's
to
scary,
myself.
bro.
I'm going to take a trip.
It is scary.
It's very scary.
Never mind.
Like, I mean, like, I'm not like
I'm driving
I'm one of
everywhere.
them weird dudes. I'm like, I ain't afraid to die. It's my time, my time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, the older I get, and the more I have things to lose. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
If shit ever
I'm not
pop off
lying to y'all
overseas, I'm
niggas,
taking a
dog.
boat.
Like, South by Southwest, I performed there earlier this year, right? March. Dude, I was terrified to go because I was like, shit, I got a kid on the way. What if this flight don't land? What if the nigga just hit the wrong button? Like, yo, it's a
even
lot of
feed those
variables.
thoughts.
Like, I had never been that nervous before in my life. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, you know.
Can't even feed those thoughts, man.
Amos flew, my homie Amos Rose, he flew, I think, once. He went to DC for to try to meet up with us, Sango at a show, and he was pretty terrified, but he was like, it ain't that bad, you know, I'm gonna be all over the place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was like 32, he waited till or some shit. You know
I feel
what
like
I'm
that's
saying?
gonna be me. I feel like if I ever had to do a show, like if like Baz and the whole gang, like, yo, man, like we finna do a show in France. I'm like lit. I'm like, yo, we get these plane tickets.
I'll see y'all
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, that's lit. Like I'm gonna see y'all in like 4 or 5 days. I'm taking a cruise over there.
I was just about to say, you're gonna do the cruise
Hell
on them,
yeah.
dog.
Couple
Do the
trains.
cruise.
Be cozy on the boat with the drinks.
I'm gonna leave 3 months before y'all.
Let's meet y'all right on time. Well, have you ever thought about like acting or like any other business ventures that you would like to expand into?
I would definitely be open to acting. I've been told, especially a lot of people out in Grand Rapids, people tell me all the time they think I'd be a really good actress. I think it's because I have crazy. I make a lot of facial expressions.
You have a favorite actress or movie?
No, I really don't. Because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen a lot of movies. I don't really watch movies or TV that much.
You don't got time for that. You just grinding.
Bro, you know I'm out here on my hustle. Out here on my grind.
She got the evidence to back that up too. So that's
For
that's
real.
very believable.
Like, basically, at this point, like when I turn TV on, like TV's on all night long for me because it puts me to sleep.
Right.
It's like my background noise.
Got you.
But I love The Office. The Office is my favorite show.
Did
You
you hear
ever?
they're taking it
Yeah, off of Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. 'Cause it's kind of a sensitive subject. We're gonna make me cry now.
Oh, I have a question for you.
For sure.
I was actually talking to him about it yesterday, and a couple of my homies. GR currently right now has as we all know, a heavy rap scene, and what I'm starting to see from you, Maggie, a couple other people, is that singers are starting to do something now. Do you have any singers that you feel are doing their thing out here, and how do you feel about being a part of the singer wave of everything?
The singer wave for me is definitely kind of like since I not even technically met Maggie at her, and then like I said, Motherfucking Cheeks, he had that collaboration with that Senua chick. Again, apologize if I'm
We're
saying
gonna
the
get
name
that right
wrong.
one day.
We're gonna figure it out.
Asterisk there.
But those two recently have really caught my attention.
Yeah.
Like they're both on a grind. They're both on something. I'm like, yup, they're on the same thing I am. And from what I understand from Maggie, she's kind of getting together like a showcase of women singers for a show. So it's gonna be like just a showcase. Like we love the rappers, we love y'all, but we want our own time to shine too.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no,
it's
she-
kind of
Different crowd, too.
Yeah, no, she
Yeah.
bullied me in the singing. Yeah, it was funny.
You did good though. I
Yeah,
vibed
you
on
sound
that
really
song.
good on that song, bro.
I told
You
him
sound
I
Did you
was,
get anything
bro. We're working on some stuff, and I got some stuff coming out in the fall. Like, it was my first time singing. I was like so nervous. I was like, yeah, bro. Like,
No,
everybody
you
step
sound
out.
good. You sound good on
No,
that
I
I
appreciate
song,
love
bro.
it
that.
so much.
Like
I
when your
appreciate
part
that.
came on, I was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, that was good.
No, I like that song a lot. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta push yourself out your comfort zone.
Yeah, you sound good, bro. You should definitely do more of that shit, bro.
Appreciate it, man. It's weird just going from yeah, nigga, pull up on it like.
I mean, I was just telling you when, bro, it's a thing, but like,
Because I don't know if you seen us at Rockies, like when we like first came up, like doing that, talking about that, and it just like going
And then
like,
you think of that song, yup.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that was the cool thing with like the Slip Away song. Like even though I came at Brain, I could tell he was like, maybe like, but it ended up working out like so naturally to the point where I feel like it wasn't even that hard to do the song. Like it was really like.
That was a funny session, though. That's funny you picked up on that vibe because I was like, damn.
He was over there. I was
like,
I could
fuck.
tell like I could tell his
bro.
mannerisms. He's kind of like,
Bro, like you could cut the
Fuck.
tension with like a scissor. I was just like, I mean, you really want me to.
And I was like, Brandon, I was like, you can do whatever you want. I know you're gonna like kill it no matter what you do, but.
And I just had to sit on it, you know what I mean?
And then he threw something back at me. I was like, all right, Coochie, we good.
It worked out.
And the next thing I know, the song was done. I was like, wait, what? It's over? What?
That's crazy because that's literally how it was with us. I was over there recording something from Baz. I ain't gonna talk into like what the whole, that man's crazy, but like we did a song together and I was about to leave and she's like, hey, I got this song, like you want to be on it? And like I'm like, yeah, where do I go in and where do I end? And like she gave me the time. It was like 30 seconds and like did some like melodies and stuff and I was like, all right. She's like, that's it? I was like, yeah. She's no, you got to do more. So I got like more time. I was like, oh, okay.
Those are I feel like the best songs though too, when they just like come about so naturally.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't even really feel like you had to put in work. You did, but like it didn't feel like it because it just like was like I said when the song was done, I was like, wait, the song's done. Like I guess it sounds good. I don't have any more notes. Like
it's always weird because you're like, should I do more?
And then I sit on them forever too. And I never make like song titles. I hate making song titles. I wish I could do like I wish I could throw like the song into like a little generator, put all the lyrics in there, and then it just shakes out the title for me.
Why don't you like making song titles?
I don't know. I just don't really think they're right. And,
that's how a lot of people's rap names.
I was like, I feel like that's the fun part.
Rap name generator.
Rap names you sounded like
song name generator.
So how'd you think of the title "Not Love" for your first album?
Well, when I was writing some of the songs, I was like I said, I was kind of going through a breakup, and in my head at the time, I was writing them like thinking like I was still in love with this person, that we had like this really great relationship. But then I was like, as I'm like looking at the songs, I'm like, nah, this is whack. Like this ain't love, this ain't respect. Like what? No, like I'm not like in the right mindset on that. So it went from like being like an album about love to like making it a statement of like, no, this is not love. This is like not what I'm gonna like have in my life, or like what I'm gonna have as my standard of relationships. So that's kind of how I came up with that. I actually have some merchandise on the way too to go with the album.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some of that.
I'm sorry, what? Merch? Say
less.
We
got crop tops, we got t-shirts and hoodies.
I'll do the hoodie vibes for sure.
I'm mad though because like we were trying to get this shoot together, but it's been like a runner. So you know how summer gets, like everyone has something going on the weekend, and then when I am free, they're not free, or when they're free, I'm at a music festival or something.
This, that, and the third.
So yeah, like the merch is ordered. It's there. I haven't even seen it yet.
Is there a lot of florals or something on it?
There's a rose on it.
Okay.
Yep, kind of like it goes with the album cover where like there's a line through the knot.
Gotcha.
And then there's like a really cool rose design, and then Ashley Morgan in cursive. I'm really excited.
But I've been trying to collect local merch too. Like that should be.
Yeah,
like,
I know. I'm low key really geeked about it. It's like, hey, my name's on a shirt. I could be out there like wearing my own thing. People ask me, I'm like, actually, this is me. Thank you for asking.
That's funny.
So yeah, definitely gonna once I get that, like when I have my shows at Rockies or whatever I'm at, I'm gonna have merch on deck for me. So
power moves.
See me performing, then making that cash.
At the same time.
Yep.
What else can the people expect from you for 2019?
A lot more collaborations for sure, and a lot more music videos. I really want to hit it hard with some visuals this year, because especially that I did like. We had like a rain machine made for my last music video. We had choreography underneath it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I went really full out in production. So after I got done with that music video, I had like this empty feeling inside of like I went home that night and I'm like excited. So I'm like, yeah, I'm done with my music video. Like now I don't have to worry about it no more. And then by that evening, I'm in bed like, bro, what is my life? I got nothing to work on. Like I was like, I know video. I had like this feeling though. I'm like, I know I can do this times 10. It can have like we can do this on a monthly basis. Like this does not have to be like every once a year. No, like I need to like really hustle. So I'm actually thinking about picking up a second job right now to really just like hone in the next couple of months, just making money, and then going heavy with the visuals after that.
I feel that.
I respect that because I was talking to somebody too. I was like, honestly, I feel like in terms of like just music in general, like a group of people who like have been killing shit visually is ASAP Rocky's all collective thing.
Yeah.
Their like visuals are nuts.
Seriously,
like
dog,
man, like those all DVDs and like all the stuff that Dexter Navy's been doing.
Even the music videos they do.
Redonkulous.
Like, yeah.
Visuals catch, like people really vibe on them. That's why I've spent so much time on it. And to just like whenever I'm making music, I always have visuals in my head already that kind of pop up. Like I said, like the beat will always kind of give me what I need for that direction.
Gotcha.
So
you
I love
should get
being
into
able,
some movies.
Yeah, I could probably do the acting thing. That's for sure.
I know some
Definitely
people, you know. People always try to get me to do it, and I'm just like,
Yeah, let
damn.
them know I'm trying some things over here.
And
you
it's
know, see what
decent shit.
happens.
Like some of that's me again eating corn. Funny as hell, dog. But yeah, I think that'd be dope. And Yeah, why not? It might be cool.
What about
I
you
was
guys?
always nervous about trying to remember scripts though. Like,
Yeah, remembering lines and shit.
that's a lot. I guess I remember mad raps, bro. I
was
do
gonna say,
a
I feel
whole
it's
45 minutes.
I was like, I feel like it's
I
like
remember having to memorize Bible verses to get like that give you money for like Bible camp or whatever, and you memorize verses. I'm
Yeah.
Gucci. I can act. I
You've been trained since early.
for real. For
secure in
real.
the bag.
But what about your guys' project? You guys kind of hinted at having a project on ice right now. Can we expect that to release this year? Maybe top of next year,
I don't know. Whenever.
or the collaboration?
I would say I'm definitely ready to work on it whenever. Brandon's got a baby on the way, so he's about to be in dad mode for a minute. He's got a,
so I'm finna have all type of new vibes. So who knows?
Yeah.
He's
what
gonna
the
be on
heck.
maternity leave for a little bit.
Yeah.
What do we call the ultimate form of adulting, parenting?
Ultimate.
Yeah, for a fact.
Take into
bro.
that step.
For a
No cap.
fact.
No cap.
It's beautiful though. So
Very beautiful.
I was always spread a lot, doing like a lot of like shit. You know what I'm saying? So now with the baby coming, me starting a family with my beautiful fiance Taylor, she in the back.
Hey.
Like now I could just put like more of my focus into like what's really important. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, in this new chapter. So it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be
Prioritize
glorious.
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean?
And on those dad breaks, hopefully we'll be in the studio working on something.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like one thing Sango told me, like he was just like, he was like, dude, when you have kids and you trying to do music, it's gonna be like you're not gonna make as much, but like you're gonna make more. It's gonna be quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Where like me, bro, like I was telling you, every summer I'm like, I need 100 beats.
Yeah.
I need I need to do. You know, I'll be
Yeah.
going just that right. It's
Yeah.
like, no, chill out, bro. Just make a couple fucking bangers every week or so, whatever. I don't know.
And it'll work out from there. It'll
whatever.
work out
I'll
from there. Yeah,
figure it
for
out.
sure. You got this.
Just
bro.
flow, just flow.
And that's the nice thing too when I work with Brandon. I feel like him and I always come up like with the best content when it's just really natural and just like.
Yeah, I don't like to really pressure it too much.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come for sure. We're gonna get it done.
I'm
And
looking forward to
like I
hearing
said,
that.
I got I'm have like a 3 to 5 song EP. I'm kind of putting together, about to release probably towards the end of summer. So,
Okay. Do you got a
Yep.
title for that yet?
No, I don't even got the songs titled
I mean,
yet.
you hate song
No.
titles.
Yeah, I got over half the project done. I actually just got to record like one more song. I think I'm gonna throw on there. But yeah,
Just
I
get
don't
the
have a
name
title.
generator.
I don't have any song names yet. They're still just titled the beat names.
That's funny.
Just get the name generator. They ask you next time, like, oh, I just like really felt it.
Yeah, like I don't know names, but I've actually thought about, how Kendrick Lamar has an Untitled Unmastered.
Yeah.
I've actually just like thought about releasing like songs
Everything
called
Untitled.
Untitled 1, Untitled 2, Untitled, like maybe doing a project like that and like having that be its, I don't know, it's aesthetic or whatever to it.
Do it like a mystery. It's like
Right?
?1. Like,
That was a dope project
real.
too by Kendrick. Had a lot of
Yeah, that song, I can't remember which one, but it was like Levitate or whatever. on
yeah.
that
I think it
one.
was 7.
oh,
think that
the
was the
little,
seventh track, yep.
little Lord of the Rings voice. The shit was fire.
That was a good album, man. But I hate that we're at this part already. There's so many more questions I want to get through, but we gotta wrap it up here. So drop your social medias where people can get in contact with you.
Yeah, basically on everything, I'm like the Ashley.Morgan or the Ashley Morgan. So I'm pretty easy to find. Definitely check out my YouTube channel. I got a music video on there, but I also have some interviews on there as well. And then I'll have my short little documentary film out there too the next month as well. So lots more content to come.
So that's YouTube, Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter, but not that much. I'm still Twitter is a very interesting place.
It is very fun.
I feel like I need like a dummy's guide to Twitter, to be honest. The only thing I post on Twitter is just like, hey, I have a song coming out. Hey, I got a music video. It's really just like straight promo. You won't see me in there talking about my crazy life or nothing like that.
Yeah, nah.
But I love Twitter. I'm on there probably every day because like people
It's
be
jokes.
cracking me up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just jokes. That's all that is.
Sometimes I gotta log out after seeing the right one. I'm like, all right, we done.
Sometimes if I go on Twitter too early in the morning, I'm like, bro, the internet's wild. I got to get off this.
Black Twitter is ruthless.
It's wild.
All right, Brandon, real quick, man. I know the people might know already, but drop the socials for the people that don't already.
The 7th_AGO. That's THESEVNTH_AGO. That's on my socials. Come stalk me. I don't bite. Buy my music. My baby needs some new shoes.
Feel that. Windbreaker, where can people find you?
Man, you can find me on Instagram and SoundCloud, Windbreaker Moses.
It's lit. And of course, you guys follow Flyer Population on all platforms. That's FLYYR Population. Ashley, it's been an honor to have you on here.
No,
Really
thank you so
glad
much
that we
for
got
having
this
me. I
done.
appreciate it. Glad we were able to chop it up.
Yeah, me too.
Mad love.
Like I said, with all the hustling and the work you've been doing, it was a must for me. So I'm really glad we got
No,
this
the
done.
recognition is definitely appreciated for sure. Thank you.
All love, man. Peace and love to the population. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Peace. On the game.
I thought we could love endlessly, but you brought questions to the table. Not sure if you were willing and able, wearing masks and switching stories like a novel writer. Tried to mold me into one of your characters. Tried to make a fool out of me, but that's not really love nowadays. That's not what I deserve anyways. It's not love if it's not love, and if it's not love, then tell me right now, who am I to you? Who am I to you? And if it's not love, why do I hurt so bad? Why you gotta make me cry? Why do I still care for you? Leaving me so confused. If it's not love, if it's not love, this wasn't what love was supposed to be. This wasn't what love really meant to me. I couldn't make it work, I couldn't make it work. A whole game back and forth on self-worth. But once I was stronger and stood on my own, independent, I could see the fear in your eyes. You tried to make me blind, tried to make me blind, but now I finally stand here on my own. I can say that this is not love, and I am certain that I want more. Certain that there was only fear holding us back. Only fear holding us back. We let fear control each other. We let fear tear us apart. You used to be my best friend, then we turned into something else. Not sure where to go. I'm so confused if it's someone who has hurt me so much. I don't understand the concept of love, but I know it has to be more than this. There has to be more to love.